How are you going to know that you've got God's contact? That's the point. How are you going to know that you're one with God and His will is backing you up and sustaining you? How are you going to know? You ought to know this way. God in us is the Word of God, as I have said in the beginning. God in us is the holy vibration from which all things have come. Our body's creation, all things have come from the Word of God, the holy vibration. That's in us. How are you going to know when you contact it? For if you contact the Word of God, you have the presence of God with you. That's the important thing to remember. How are you going to know when you're in God's presence? You will know this way. By the holy vibration gives off the cosmic sound, the cosmic light, and greatest of all, God's great love. Now when, in your meditation, you keep your attention at the Christ center with steady will. Don't forget, the steady will must be there. Otherwise you will not win. You keep your attention at the Christ center with steady will. You hear the cosmic sound. You're in the presence of God. You have contact with God. Or you may see the cosmic light, which is the vibration, the light aspect of the same Word of God. Seeing that, you know you have contact with God. Just keep the contact. Keep at it. When you merge with worldly people, you become worldly. When you merge with God, you become godly, do you not? And so when you merge with God, by being in His presence, being in His contact, by the cosmic sound, or the light which comes, but greatest of all is when you feel in your heart that love of God, that all-pervading love which sustains you and no force in the universe can disrupt it. When you feel that, you have God's contact. Having that, then you can be assured, if you keep steady will, that your little limited human will change to and become God's will. But you must keep the contact. That's why in the Master's Whispers he says, what? I will reason. Get the contact of God first. Most people will and act, and then they fail. Why? Because they didn't make the contact with God. They didn't find out how to act right. So first, I will reason, I will, I will act. Guide thou my reason, will, and activity to do the right thing. How are you going to know to do the right thing? Get the contact with God. Now, self-realization techniques give us the contact with God. They show us how easily to contact God. First, we have to get our consciousness and mind concentrated, one-pointed, with a diffused mind running here and there, taken up with all the little things of life. How can you contact God? So first we learn concentration. Then we apply that concentration to the presence of God in us as the Word, the holy vibration, with the cosmic sound which you can hear by the technique, with the cosmic light which you can see by the technique, and by the great love of God which you can feel by following the Master who was one with God. And so, if you are going to once more reawaken that God's will within you, the first thing you must do is to apply steady will to God's contact which you have. If you have that, as all things are possible to God, all things, Jesus said that, the things I shall do, I do, ye shall do, and greater things, as all things are possible to God. So you, being one with God, all things will be possible to you. There is no limit. Remember this now. There is no limit. Remember this one thing. There is no limit to the power of will at the Christ Center to awaken within you the remembrance that you are one with God. Having that, your will becomes God's will. Let us sit just for a moment together, meditate. Feel a great peace within you. God's will, steady will, is not a boisterous will. It's that calm, deliberate will of God's presence. Have that. Nobody can stop you. No force can stop you from reaching God.
In order to profit from these practical teachings in a meaningful way, which will have a definite and tangible impact in your life, we suggest that you subscribe to the Self-Realization Fellowship's home study course on the science of yoga. Please visit the SRF on the web at yogananda-srf.org or call the SRF's Mother Center in Los Angeles, California at 323-225-2471.